Hey guys, so I told you I'd pop on and show you my wig soon. So this is the cheap one. This was only $29. There were so many good reviews on these wigs that, that I couldn't help it. Like, it's $29. Like, if it sucks, then I'll just return it. And all the reviews had really good, like, selfies and videos of their wigs right out of the box. I'm like, okay, well, I give it a shot, and I like this one better than the expensive one that I have. So this is it, and it's kind of feels like it's not me, but we'll see. I don't wear them much. I chopped my hair. It has not fallen out yet. I kind of chopped it too early. I just didn't want it to fall out. That's kind of freaky to me. So it could get messy. But I made a mess anyway chopping it. It was still kind of fun. And I'll get back to chopping my hair in a second. But I wanted to tell you guys something that I saw last week. There's, I get a TED Talk email every week or maybe every other week. And they give me recommendations off of what I've watched before. So I was scrolling through some of them. And there's this girl that was standing on stage, and she kind of looked like she was my age. And she had a head wrap, like she was going through chemo. And she was actually, when I noticed when I watched it. But the title said gratitude and neuroscience. And I was like, ooh, right up my alley. So I watched it, and this girl, she teaches at U of M. And she ended up, she's a neuroscience scientist, and really targets gratitude and wellness. And she ended up getting a brain tumor like the size of my fist. I could see it on her picture that she had in her. They showed her brain scan. And she's been doing a lot of chemo to try and get rid of it. And she's having bad days. I mean, it's really tough to go through all that chemo and try and hope for your cancer to shrink. I don't know if she'll ever be able to get off of it, but she knows how the brain works, and she knows how to rewire the brain. And since she talks about gratitude so much, there's a few things that she said. I'm like, yes, I love that. It's right up my alley. So there's one where she practices gratitude every day because she knows how it can prevent the brain from being like focusing on the negativity. And what happened is it enhances your mood, by the way. It strengthens your relationships and connection. And less pain, physical and actually, mental and physical. So I want you guys to know, and this is why I talk about it a lot, it's not like you're tricking your brain. Like let's say someone's like, hey, I'm going to do gratitude for like 3 minutes today, and then I can be done. So it's not like a momentary thing, but it is when you first start trying and strengthen like that part of your brain and your positivity and your appreciation for life. When you start, it feels like that. It's like, oh, let me just do it for a minute. But it's building your habit. It's strengthening a habit so that it grows into something more. And what it can grow into is enhancing how you do live your life. Like, let's say you have anxiety or depression, or you keep focusing on the negatives, or you keep thinking like, who am I to get this? Or I'm such a loser, everything I touch breaks. When you focus on all this gratitude, it strengthens the other things around you. It bleeds into other areas of your life once it starts to build. Like one good feeling will build on another, and another good feeling, and another good feeling. So it builds. And then, perspectives in your life start to change. You don't even realize it's happening really until you look back and like, oh. So one happened to me recently, and it's not like I was doing gratitude just to chop my hair off. So when the doctor called and said that I did have some cancer in my lymph nodes, they're like, yeah, you're going to need to do chemo and your hair will fall out. I started to tear up a little bit, and I gotta hurt my stomach to even think about it. And then I cried for 8 hours straight. And then the next day I felt a little better, but I cried still, and had to cancel like going on these trips and my honeymoon again. And the whole summer was just ruined, you know, and why is this happening to me now, the day after my wedding? So, wait, it was in December. It was December 23rd is actually when I found out about the cancer in my lymph nodes. But then, like a week and a half later, or maybe a week later, I don't know when, I was like, oh my gosh, you know what? I get to see what it's like to cut my hair off. I've seen them do it in the movies. I always wondered what it was like, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna cut my hair off, like pull strands and just cut. That's why it's covered up, because it looks like poop. So, and then I'm going like this, and I'm like this, and I'm like this, and it looks so bad. So I wear a lot of head covers and sleep with them on too. Like, I don't want anyone to see my hair. But I did it with like such a different perspective. Everyone that I've talked to that has cancer right now in the groups, like the cancer groups I've joined, either bawl their eyes out when their hair falls out, or they bawl their eyes out when they're chopping their hair off. But I didn't. I actually cut my hair early. I had a date. I was going to do it. I was going to shave it. And then I cut it earlier than that. Because I'm like, I'm in the mood to cut my hair. And then when I was doing it, I was like, this is so weird. I didn't feel anything that I thought I would anyway. So weird. But that's because and if I'll have to get my emotional guidance scale for you guys, but this is kind of like the emotional guidance scale. If I was lower on that scale, I'll do a video on that scale soon for you guys that don't know what it is. If I was lower on the scale, I wouldn't have been able to think of that mindset. When you're higher on that scale, or you're used to being higher on that scale, and you drop down, you can jump up a little bit quicker, because it's more of I've strengthened that muscle in my brain for gratitude and lightening up those neurons more. And I'll get into that in a second too. But I'd be able to shift my mindset pretty easily without trying too hard. So that's what gratitude does as a practice. So it does sound like when you practice gratitude, it just sounds so kind of surface level, really. And it's not a momentary thing. It's something that you grow into, and it just enhances your life and the way that you view things. I wrote down a few things that I wanted to mention, like, yeah, so those negative, or not the negative, but the external things that go on that are bad around you, like something didn't happen, like you didn't get the job that you wanted, or you have someone that passed away, or you didn't get that sale, I don't know. It's not going to fix those things for you, but your mind will be used to seeing things in more of a creative way, that you can have better solutions for them. And does that make sense? So it's not just be like, oh, I should think positive right now to be able to get what I want. You're shifting the way your brain works and focuses on things. And it is a practice. Like I said that all the time. So if you are feeling lonely or worthiness, or there's something that you're just striving for and you just don't believe you're going to get it and you think you're wasting your time, start just being gratitude or an appreciation every day. Practice it every day. And give it like a week or two. It may just start shifting things that soon. And I wanted to say, okay, so I wrote this down. I was doing something yesterday, or I don't know, a few days ago, and I saw on a post or someone's article from a doctor. They said gratitude practiced every day is like a medication. They said it impacts the body's functions and psychological conditions like stress, anxiety, and depression. It's used to just elevate that. It's like a medication. That's pretty cool. So it isn't surface level. And it's not like, hey, let me just go right down just to say that I did it. But it's something that's so simple. It's free. You should take advantage of those simple things. You know, I love those simple little tiny shifts that make big changes. Anyway, I'm going to go upstairs, get a bite to eat, and take a shower. So I will see you guys soon, and I will talk about the emotional guidance skills soon too, so that you guys can actually see how those emotions work. It's really cool. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.